A popular new video game actually allows you to be a terrorist and kill people.
But I think a lot of people don't seem to understand you're not actually a terrorist. You're a CIA undercover agent. When you work with this terrorist organization, you are you are a CIA operative, and
right. Well, you can join the enemy. You can join the enemy in a terrorist attack on an airport, and so Jim, some people are saying, you know, and you brought up the good thing. At what age is it appropriate?
Well, the early 2000s. After a short panic attack on national TV, it was time for the killer games debate.
You bring a game into a house, nothing to stop an 8-year-old kid from becoming a terrorist and shooting people.
That's right.
On a video game.
But you're not a terrorist. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You're not a terrorist.
All right, John and
Jim.
You're
not really. It's pixelated violence.
It's violence.
It's not real. It's not real. It's not real.
John and Jim, the debate goes on.
Are video games making you more violent? That's a question as old as video games. Until 2009, when one title first showed up that shocked society and then numbed it like no other game before, both in the media and mentally. In Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, in the mission No Russian, we play as an undercover CIA agent. Our mission: don't blow the cover. The terrorists' mission: civilians. Whether we shoot or not doesn't really matter at first. The mission keeps moving forward even if we don't fire a single shot ourselves. And honestly, it barely changes anything anyway. Most people are already dead or lying on the ground in agony. Some players still end up firing a few bursts into the crowd, sometimes out of fear of being exposed. And in the end, the Russian terrorist leader shoots us no matter what. All to make the world believe there's a dead American spy at the scene, so America must be responsible for the terrorist attack in Russia. From a story perspective, the mission actually makes sense. How else would terrorists trigger a world war between superpowers? But the images and scenes players had to go through were more graphic and more disturbing than anything mainstream gaming had seen before. Was it a memorable moment for a lot of gamers? Absolutely. And a lot of people skipped the mission entirely. But plenty of others barely felt any emotion at all. Some even thought the mission was funny. Okay, at first I thought, what the hell? How can anyone react like this when seeing something like this? But by now, after watching the mission over and over again, while making this video, analyzing differences between the versions and digging into its development, I've started noticing some graphical mistakes, for example, here and there, and I even caught myself smirking at some parts. Oh no, am I becoming a killer? Or is it simply the normal function of my brain to repeated scenes and familiar actions, where the original emotional impact just stops making it through my cortex? Habituation, desensitization, but also understanding what you are viewing with every additional view. Okay, these characters were obviously copy-pasted. The elevator scene is kinda ridiculous. This one too. Why are they firing without aiming? And why didn't they just put a few headshots into us from behind? But this kind of perspective only happens once you stop emotionally participating in what's happening and instead start analyzing it from a detached point of view. The scene is one of the most shocking in gaming history. Yeah, well, at least for the mainstream. And only until 2009, because after that, there was no holding back anymore. Especially the horror genre has since shown basically everything imaginable, from torture and war crimes, but none of those games ever became as massive in the news as Call of Duty. Because this game kicked the gates wide open, so wide that even non-gamers started hearing about it, and like all of us, they became just a little bit more desensitized too. The best example of that was something I saw on Instagram. When someone experiences a video game for the first time, or video games in general for the first time, they are visually fascinated by them. But they also first have to learn how to understand the medium and how to mentally reframe it. This grandma here can't believe what her grandson just did to police officers.
Why do you gotta do that?
What?
You gotta fuck with people.
Come on, Grandma, I got you. Set me up.
Game or not, to her, his actions reveal a dark side of him. She knows it isn't real, but that doesn't matter. Why would you shoot this man for no reason? But eventually, that same grandma starts to understand that the police in the game serve a specific role. Sometimes there are simply obstacles for the player, and talking things out usually isn't an option. Either you shoot or you die. And the game is called Grand Theft Auto after all. If you wanted to live a normal life, you wouldn't need a video game. At least, that's the mindset people slowly develop over time. Little by little, grandma starts to understand why all of this can actually be fun. No real-world consequences, lots of comedy and ridiculous moments. And the pointless killing, yeah, her grandson is mostly just doing it to mess with her. Over time, she starts to get that too. This grandma here even starts laughing after taking out that troublemaker because of the goofy way he's floating in the water. And this one maybe, well, just maybe had a little too much fun. The media had to go through that exact same development process back in the early 2000s. Sure, they never got to the having fun with it stage, and some people are still stuck in the killer games debate. But not with the same intensity anymore, not with the same fear, not with the same demands to ban everything outright, because eventually all of us become desensitized. And the developers of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 knew that too. In fact, this endless process of desensitization is exactly why the mission existed in the first place. In an interview, Mohammed Alavi, the lead designer, explained that No Russian was never created just to spark controversy. The developers really wanted to tell a believable and memorable story. They needed a convincing reason for Russia to attack the United States, and they wanted to make the main villain, Makarov, unforgettable to the player. The team wanted, and honestly needed, to shock players. But how do you do that in 2009? Alavi said gamers weren't afraid of dying in a video game anymore. They needed something different, something shockingly different. And that's exactly what his team achieved. Even internally, the developers were divided. Should we show this scene with the eyes of an airport security guard or as a terrorist? In the end, the more creative approach won, because it's the player's own involvement, allowing the atrocities to happen, or even taking part in them, which makes the level so unforgettable. I think Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 wasn't just an absolutely spectacular game. It came to a time and it had so much impact, we will never see something like this again. The last game that could eventually achieve something like this is Grand Theft Auto 6. And we will see how many balls they have. I hope at least 2. As always, stay smooth. Take care.